Do you feel that sudden, unexplainable chill running down your spine while you were doing something as mundane as washing the dishes or staring at a red light on your way home from work? Most people would call it a coincidence. But you know better. You have been waiting for a sign. You have been praying for a breakthrough while the bills piled up on your kitchen table in small-town Ohio or a cramped apartment in Dallas. You have felt the weight of a world that seems designed to keep you small, keep you quiet, and keep you struggling. But today, the silence is over. Archangel Michael, the warrior of the heavenly host, has a message that is about to turn your reality upside down. This is not just a spiritual pat on the back. This is a strategic intervention. There is a banker, a specific individual in a sharp suit, carrying a legal document, and they are moving toward you at this very moment. They aren't looking for a billionaire. They aren't looking for a celebrity. They are looking for you, and they are carrying a check with your name on it for exactly $188 million. I know what you are thinking. It sounds impossible. It sounds like a dream. But let me ask you this. Why did you click on this video at this exact second out of the billions of videos on the internet? Why are you hearing these words right now? Because you are a chosen one. For years, you have been the person who gives and never receives. You have been the one who works the double shifts, who stays late, who sacrifices your own dreams so your family can have a roof over their heads. You have watched as the elite and the privileged played by a different set of rules, while you followed every law and still felt like you were falling behind. The world tried to convince you that you were just another number, a face in the crowd, a victim of a fluctuating economy. But God does not see numbers. He sees warriors. And right now, the spiritual realm is shifting to manifest a physical reward for your faithfulness. Archangel Michael has drawn his sword against the spirits of poverty and lack that have haunted your bloodline for generations. The chains are breaking. The banker is coming. But there is a catch. A specific reason why this wealth is being released to you and not someone else. If you leave this video now, you might miss the one specific instruction you need to claim this inheritance. The enemy wants you to be distracted. He wants you to think this is just another clickbait story. But as we dive deeper into this revelation, I am going to show you the hidden signs that prove this check is already in transit. I am going to reveal why the number 188 is the key to your $188 million breakthrough. And most importantly, I am going to tell you the name of the banker who is looking for you. Are you ready to stop being a victim of the system and start being the ruler of your destiny? Are you ready to claim what the Creator has set aside for His chosen one? The journey starts now. Stay with me, because what I am about to tell you in the next few minutes will explain every hardship you have faced in the last 10 years. It was all a test, and you just passed. Think about the most stressful day you had last month. Maybe it was when you checked your bank balance and felt that pit in your stomach. Maybe it was when you had to say no to your child because the money just wasn't there. In those moments, the world told you that you were alone, but Archangel Michael was standing right there in your living room, taking notes. The spiritual realm operates on a system of justice that far exceeds any court in Washington, D.C. While the global elite think they control the flow of wealth, there is a higher authority that can reroute those funds in a heartbeat. And that is exactly what is happening right now. The banker who is coming to find you isn't an angel with wings, he is a human being, a professional, Someone who works within the very system that tried to exclude you. He works for a top-tier financial institution, likely based in New York or Charlotte. He is a man of integrity, and for the last 48 hours, he hasn't been able to sleep. Why? Because your name kept appearing on his computer screen in places it shouldn't be. Your name was flagged in a dormant trust, an overlooked inheritance, or a massive settlement that has been sitting in limbo for decades. He tried to ignore it. He tried to close the file, but every time he did, he felt a strange, overwhelming pressure to get this right. That pressure is the hand of Archangel Michael. You see, the number 188 is not a random figure in the language of the heavens. The number 1 represents a new beginning. The number 8 represents infinity, abundance, and the breaking of old cycles. 88. That is a total collapse of the poverty curse that has gripped your family since your grandfather's time. $188 million. It is a number so large, it doesn't just change your life, it changes your city. It changes your church. It changes the future of your great-grandchildren. But let's be real for a second. Most people who hear this will scoff. They will say, "That's not how the world works." And they are right. That is not how the world works. But it is exactly how God works when he decides to reward a chosen one. For years, you have been under attack. The enemy didn't attack your health or your relationships just to be mean. He attacked you because he saw your financial mantle. He knew that if you ever got your hands on real resources, you would be a threat to his kingdom of darkness. He knew you would feed the hungry. He knew you would build shelters. He knew you would fund the movement of light across this nation. So he kept you in a cycle of just enough to pay the rent, just enough to put gas in the car, just enough to keep you tired and distracted so you wouldn't realize who you truly are. But the just enough season ended the moment you clicked play on this video. Right now, as you listen to my voice, the banker is checking his GPS. He is looking for your address. He has the power of attorney papers ready. He has a check that is fully cleared, backed by assets that the globalists thought they had hidden away. This is the ultimate strategic counterattack. God is taking the wealth of the wicked and laying it up for the righteous. It's a biblical promise that is manifesting in real time, in the year 2026. You are the pilot of this new era. Imagine the look on the faces of those who looked down on you. Imagine the bank teller's face when you walk in to deposit a check with 9 zeros. They will ask, "How did this happen?" And you will look them in the eye and say, "I am a chosen one." But there is a specific action you must take before the sun sets today. The banker is coming. Yes, but he is looking for a frequency. He is looking for someone who is ready to receive, not someone who is begging for crumbs. If you stay in a beggar mindset, you will be invisible to the blessing. You need to stand up. You need to walk through your house right now and claim it as a house of abundance. You need to stop talking like a victim. No more, "I can't afford it." No more, "Life is hard." From this moment on, your language must be the language of a steward of millions. Why would God trust you with $188 million if you can't even speak with authority over your current situation? Archangel Michael is watching your reaction right now. He is waiting to see if you will claim this, or if you will let doubt steal it again. Doubt is the thief that has lived in your house for too long. It's time to evict him. Because while you are listening to these words, that black sedan is turning onto your street. The man in the suit is adjusting his tie. He is checking the name on the envelope one last time. It says your name. Not your neighbor's, not your boss's, yours. But why now? Why, after all these years of silence, the answer lies in a secret strategy that was set in motion 3 years ago. A strategy that involved your ancestors and a prayer that was whispered in a small church in the middle of nowhere. A prayer that finally reached the ears of the Almighty. If you want to know what that prayer was, and how it directly links to this banker's arrival, you cannot turn away now, because in the next section, I am going to reveal the master plan. I am going to show you how the enemy tried to intercept this check, and how Archangel Michael personally fought a battle in the second heaven to make sure it reached your front door. The atmosphere is changing. Can you feel the weight of the gold? Can you feel the shift in the air? The banker is almost there. The question is, will you be home when he knocks? Or will you be too busy worrying about the past to see your future standing on the porch? Stay tuned, because the twist in this story is something you never saw coming. It involves a specific person from your past who tried to block this, and how their plan just backfired in the most spectacular way. Listen closely, because what I am about to tell you is the reason you haven't received this breakthrough until now. Every time a massive blessing is released from the heavens, there is an equal and opposite force that tries to steal it before it manifests in the physical world. In the spiritual realm, this is called the interception. For the last 3 years, there has been a specific dark influence, a gatekeeper of sorts, working behind the scenes to keep your name off that check. Think back to a situation in your past where a door was slammed in your face just when you thought you had won. Maybe it was a promotion that went to someone less qualified. Maybe it was a legal battle that didn't go your way. Or perhaps it was a friend or family member who always seemed to discourage your biggest dreams, whispering that you were reaching too high. That wasn't just bad luck. That was a coordinated effort by the forces of lack to block the $188 million inheritance that belongs to your bloodline. But here is where the strategic counterattack begins. Archangel Michael did not just come to deliver a message. He came to clear the path. While you were sleeping last night, a war was fought in the heavens over your bank account. The enemy argued that you weren't ready. They pointed to your mistakes, your moments of doubt, and your past failures. They said, "Look at them. They can't even manage a small paycheck. How can they handle 188 million?" But Archangel Michael stood his ground. He didn't point to your perfection. He pointed to your heart. He pointed to the moments you gave your last $5 to someone in need. He pointed to the nights you stayed on your knees, praying for others while your own heart was breaking. He declared that you are a chosen one, not because of your status, but because of your character. And then he drew his sword. With one strike, the legal blockages in the spiritual courts were shattered. The cease and desist order that the enemy had placed on your prosperity was burned to ashes. And that is why, right now, the banker has finally been released to find you. This banker is currently navigating through your neighborhood. He is looking at the house numbers. He is wondering why he feels such a profound sense of peace as he gets closer to your home. He doesn't know that he is being escorted by a legion of angels. He thinks he is just doing his job. He thinks he is just delivering a found asset check to a lucky individual. But you know the truth. This is not luck. This is divine justice. The $188 million is coming from a source that was once frozen by those who wanted to control the world's wealth. They thought they could hide this money in offshore accounts and secret trusts. They thought they could use it to fund their own globalist agendas. But God has a sense of irony. He is taking the very resources that were meant to enslave the people and giving them to a warrior of the light. He is giving them to you. Why? Because he knows you are a leader who dares to confront. You aren't going to take this money and hide it in a hole. You aren't going to use it to buy a private island and disappear. You are going to use it to rebuild. You are going to use it to create jobs in your community. You are going to use it to support ministries that are actually making a difference. You are going to be the bank of the kingdom. But I need you to understand the weight of this moment. As that banker approaches your door, the enemy is making one last-ditch effort to distract you. Maybe your phone is ringing right now with a telemarketer. Maybe your kids are suddenly screaming in the other room. Maybe you feel a sudden urge to turn off this video and go check the fridge. Do not move. The spirit of distraction is the last line of defense for the kingdom of darkness. If they can't stop the check, they will try to stop your reception. They want you to be out of the room when the miracle arrives. But you are smarter than that. You are a chosen one who has been through the fire. You know how to recognize the tactics of the adversary. Right now, I want you to take a deep breath. Feel the air in your lungs. That air is a gift from the Creator, and the wealth that is coming is just as real as that breath. The check for $188 million is not just paper. It is a strategic weapon. It is the fuel for your purpose. And here is the twist you didn't see coming. The banker who is bringing this check, he was actually sent by someone who once tried to hurt you. A massive corporation or a legal entity that once did you wrong is now being forced, by law and by divine will, to pay you back sevenfold. They think they are just settling a claim. They have no idea they are fulfilling a prophecy. In the next section, I am going to tell you exactly what you need to say to this banker when he arrives. There is a specific key phrase that will unlock the full potential of this wealth. If you say the wrong thing, the money might stay, but the blessing might be delayed. You need to be prepared. The knock on the door is coming. Can you hear the car door closing? Can you hear the footsteps on the pavement? The transition from struggling to steward is happening in 5, 4, 2. Wait. Before we go to the next part, look at your hands. These are the hands that will sign that check. These are the hands that will change the world. Are you ready to see what happens when the banker finally speaks your name? The next minute of this video is the most important minute of your entire life. There it is. That sound. The sharp, professional knock on your front door that echoes through the hallway of your home. It isn't the frantic pounding of a bill collector or the casual tap of a neighbor. It is the sound of destiny. Your heart is racing. Your palms are sweating. Every doubt you've ever had is screaming at you to stay seated, to stay hidden, to believe that this is just another mistake. But as a chosen one, you know that the time for hiding is over. You stand up. You walk toward the door. As you turn the handle, the air in the room feels thick, like it's charged with high-voltage electricity. You open the door, and there he stands, the banker. He's wearing a charcoal gray suit, looking exactly like the high-level executives you see in the financial districts of Chicago or New York. He looks slightly tired, But when he sees your face, his expression shifts into one of profound relief. He adjusts his glasses and looks down at a thick, manila envelope in his hand. He asks, "Are you—" and he says your name. In that moment, the world seems to go quiet. The sound of the traffic on the street fades away. The chirping of the birds stops. It's just you, this messenger, and the $188 million reality that is about to be handed to you. You nod. He sighs, a small smile breaking across his face. "I have been looking for you for a very long time," he says. "This file has been sitting on the desks of 3 different CEOs, and for some reason, it was always pushed to the side. But this morning, our system underwent a total reset, and your file was the only one that stayed on the screen. I was told to personally deliver this to you, immediately." He hands you the envelope. It feels heavy, heavier than just paper. It feels like the weight of every prayer your grandmother ever whispered into her pillow. It feels like the weight of every tear you've shed over your bank balance. As you slide the contents out, you see it? A certified cashier's check from one of the most powerful financial institutions on the planet. The name on the check is your name. The amount is written in bold, black ink, $188 million and 0 cents. The banker leans in and whispers, "I don't know who you are or who you know, but someone very powerful is looking out for you." He doesn't realize he is talking about Archangel Michael. He doesn't realize he is a pawn in a master plan orchestrated by the creator of the universe. But here is the twist I promised you. This money isn't just a gift. It is a strategic counterattack against the very people who thought they owned you. For decades, the elite have used debt to keep people like you in a state of quiet desperation. They used interest rates, inflation, and high costs of living to ensure that you stayed on the treadmill of labor. They wanted you too tired to think. They wanted you too stressed to pray. But by releasing this $188 million to a chosen one, God is effectively hacking their system. You are now the insider with the resources to disrupt the darkness. Think about the power you now hold. With $188 million, you can buy back the land. You can fund independent media that tells the truth. You can create scholarships for children who have been told they have no future. You are no longer a victim of the economy. You are the economy. But you must be careful. The banker is still standing there, waiting for you to sign the acknowledgement form. And this is the moment where the key phrase comes into play. The enemy wants you to sign it with a spirit of greed. He wants you to think, "Finally, I can buy a mansion and ignore the world." If you do that, the wealth will eventually become a cage. But if you look that banker in the eye and say the words I am about to give you, you will activate the divine shield over this fortune. You look at him. You take the pen. And before you sign, you say, "I accept this stewardship for the glory of the kingdom and the restoration of my people." The banker might look at you like you're crazy. He might just think you're religious. But in the spiritual realm, those words are like a digital signature that locks the enemy out of your finances forever. It tells the principalities and powers that this money is holy property. It cannot be taxed by the devil. It cannot be stolen by scammers. It cannot be wasted by poor decisions. As you sign the paper, you feel a physical weight lift off your shoulders. The poverty curse that has haunted your family for 7 generations just snapped like a dry twig. The banker shakes your hand. He tells you that a private wealth management team will be calling you within the hour to help you set up the logistics. He walks back to his black sedan, gets in, and drives away. You are standing on your porch, holding a piece of paper that makes you one of the wealthiest individuals in your state. The sun feels warmer on your skin. The air smells clearer. But don't go inside just yet. There is one more thing you need to see. Look at the bottom of the check. In the memo line, there is a small handwritten note that the banker didn't mention. It's a reference to a specific verse in the book of Isaiah. A verse that explains exactly why you were chosen for this specific $188 million mission. If you think the story ends with the check, you are mistaken. The check is just the entry fee for the real battle that is about to begin. A battle where you will stand side by side with Archangel Michael to reclaim what was stolen from the forgotten men and women of this nation. Are you ready to see the secret mission that comes with the millions? Are you ready to find out who the Kethu-Ro-Rang is that you are destined to take down? The final revelation is coming, and it will prove once and for all that you were never lucky. You were predestined. Do not turn away. The next 3 minutes will define the rest of your life on this earth. You are standing there, alone on your porch, clutching that $188 million check. The silence of the neighborhood feels different now. It's no longer the silence of being forgotten. It's the silence of a commander before a great battle. You look down at that memo line. It references Isaiah 45:3. I will give you the treasures of darkness and hidden riches of secret places, that you may know that I, the Lord, who call you by your name, am the God of Israel. This isn't just money. It is the treasure of darkness. For centuries, the global elite, those who sit in high towers and decide the fate of your food, your health, and your children's education, have hoarded these riches. They kept the secret places locked. They used this wealth to build a system of control that made the average American feel like a peasant in their own land. They laughed at your struggles. They called you deplorable or uneducated, while they manipulated the markets to drain your savings. But Archangel Michael has just performed a heavenly heist. He has reached into their secret places, grabbed $188 million of their hoarded gold, and placed it directly into the hands of a chosen one. Why? Because the giants are about to fall, and God needs someone on the ground to handle the restoration. This is your secret mission. The money is your ammunition. Think about the Kethu-Ro-Rang, the clear enemy. It's not just poverty. It is the spirit of globalist control that wants to keep you dependent on their systems. They want you to rely on their banks, their medicine, and their media. But with $188 million, you are officially off the grid of their control. You are now a strategic counterattack in human form. The enemy is terrified of you right now, somewhere in a boardroom filled with shadows. Your name just flashed on a red alert list. They are asking their analysts, who is this person? How did they bypass our filters? How did they get access to the 188 million trust? They are scrambling to find a way to take it back. They might try to send you letters from the IRS that aren't real. They might try to have long-lost relatives crawl out of the woodwork to sue you. They might even try to shadow ban your social media so you can't tell others how God did this for you. But they are too late. Archangel Michael has already placed a wall of fire around your assets. This is the logic loi, the core logic of the divine strategy. God didn't give this to a politician who can be bought. He didn't give it to a celebrity who is thirsty for fame. He gave it to you, the one who knows what it's like to have nothing. The one who knows the value of $1 and the power of a prayer. Because you have been through the fire, you cannot be corrupted by the gold. You are the leader who dares to confront, while others are cowering in fear of the next pandemic or the next economic crash. You are going to be the one standing tall, saying, I have the resources to protect my family, my community, and my faith. Imagine the master plan unfolding over the next 12 months. By month 3, you have cleared all your debts and the debts of your parents. By month 6, you have purchased land real, fertile American soil where you can grow clean food and provide a haven for those who are fleeing the chaos of the cities. By month 9, you are funding independent researchers who are finding the cures the big pharma giants tried to hide. By the end of the year, you have built a kingdom hub, a place where the chosen ones gather to strategize for the future of this nation. The giants are falling, the system is cracking, and you are the one holding the hammer. But I have to warn you, the intensity of this mission will require a version of you that you haven't met yet. You cannot manage $188 million with a small-town mindset. You have to stop thinking about survival and start thinking about dominion. God didn't call you to be a survivor. He called you to be a ruler. In the book of Matthew, chapter 25, the master gave his servants talents. The one who hid his talent out of fear was called wicked and lazy, but the one who used it to multiply the kingdom's influence was given even more. You are currently holding 188 million talents. What will you do when the master returns? Will you say, I was afraid of the taxes, so I kept it in a savings account? Or will you say, I used it to fund the truth, I used it to feed the orphans, and I used it to break the back of the globalist agenda. The banker's car is long gone now. The neighbors are still going about their day, oblivious to the fact that the wealthiest person in the county is standing right next door. But the spirit world is in an absolute uproar. Angels are cheering, demons are fleeing, and Archangel Michael is standing right behind you. His hand on your shoulder, he is whispering, it's time to get to work. Are you ready for the final step? The final section of this revelation contains the activation code. It is a specific spiritual exercise you must perform tonight to ensure the money clears and the mission begins. If you skip this, the check might just be a piece of paper. But if you do it, it becomes the key to the kingdom. The payoff is seconds away. Do you have the courage to finish what you started? The transformation is almost complete. Stay with me for the final call to action that will seal your destiny as a millionaire of the light. The banker is gone. The street is quiet. But inside your chest, there is a fire that wasn't there 10 minutes ago. You are holding the physical proof that the unseen world is more real than the one you can touch. $188 million. It is a number that sounds like a fantasy to the world. But to the chosen one, it is simply back pay. It is the accumulated interest on every prayer, every sacrifice, and every moment of integrity you maintained when no one was watching. But now comes the most critical part of this entire journey. In the financial world, A check of this size undergoes massive scrutiny. The globalist banks will look for any reason to flag it, hold it, or review it for weeks. They want to see if you will blink. They want to see if you will slip back into your old patterns of fear and scarcity. In the spiritual world, it is exactly the same. Archangel Michael has delivered the package, but you must activate the transfer. This is the strategic counterattack in its final stage. To ensure this wealth manifests without a single hitch, you must perform a spiritual reset tonight. The elite use rituals of darkness to keep their wealth. We use the ritual of light to claim ours. Tonight, when the sun goes down over the American horizon, I want you to take that check or a piece of paper where you have written the number 188 million and place it on your Bible. Specifically, open your Bible to the book of Malachi. Chapter 3. Read the verses about the windows of heaven opening. As you do this, you are going to feel a strange sensation in your hands, a warmth, a tingling. That is the anointing of the steward. It is the moment the Creator officially transfers the authority of wealth from the hands of the wicked into yours. But here is the twist that the enemy doesn't want you to know. The $188 million is not just for your comfort. It is a bait. So by giving this wealth to you, God is drawing the Kethurorang out into the open. When you start using this money to fund the truth, when you start buying up local businesses to keep them out of the hands of predatory corporations, the giants will try to come for you. They will try to cancel you. They will try to use their media to label you as dangerous. But they are walking into a trap, because for every move they make against you, Archangel Michael has a counter-move already prepared. You are the master plan in motion. You are the proof that the forgotten man is forgotten no longer. As you stand in your living room tonight, I want you to look around. See the walls that have seen your tears. See the kitchen where you've worried about the price of eggs. Say goodbye to that version of yourself. That person died the moment the banker knocked on the door. You are now a financial apostle. You are part of a secret network of chosen ones across the United States who are receiving similar strategic transfers at this very moment. While the news tells you the economy is collapsing, God is quietly building a parallel economy, an economy built on faith, clean assets, and national pride. You are one of the primary shareholders in this new kingdom economy. The $188 million is your starting capital. Think about the freedom. No more asking for permission from a boss who doesn't respect you. No more checking the price tag on the things your family needs to stay healthy. No more fear of the future. The banker is coming with your check, but he is also bringing your letter of resignation from the system of debt. As you prepare for this arrival, do not let your mind wander to the what-ifs. What if it's a scam? What if I'm dreaming? Scams don't carry the peace of the Holy Spirit. Dreams don't change your legal standing in the physical world. This is a sovereign act of God. It is a strategic intervention to save a nation by empowering its most faithful citizens. Archangel Michael is standing guard at your front gate right now. No weapon formed against this transfer shall prosper. No legal technicality shall hold it back. No globalist algorithm can delete your name from the divine ledger. You are a chosen one. The check is in your hand. The banker is at the door. The mission has begun. Are you ready to sign your name and change the world? The ink is ready. The heaven is watching. The victory is yours. Take a deep breath. What you have just experienced over the last few minutes is not just a story, and it is certainly not a coincidence. It is a divine appointment. The journey from that first knock on the door to the realization of your secret mission has been a roadmap for the transformation that is manifesting in your life right now. The banker is not just a character. He is the physical manifestation of God's promise that the wealth of the sinner is laid up for the just. For too long, the globalist elites have manipulated the systems of this world to keep you in a state of lack. They wanted you to believe that $188 million was a number reserved only for them, for their secret societies and their corporate towers. But today, Archangel Michael has shattered that illusion. The primary lesson of this journey is simple. Faith without a strategic counterattack is stagnant. God has chosen you because you are a warrior who has survived the fire. You have been tested in the small things, and now you are being made ruler over much. The $188 million is not a reward for your comfort, it is an assignment for your courage. The giants are falling because someone finally dared to stand up. Someone finally dared to believe that they were the chosen one. As you move forward from this video, do not carry the old mindset of survival back into your world. When you walk into a room, walk with the authority of someone who has $188 million in heavenly backing. When you speak, speak with the clarity of a leader who knows the master plan. The shift has happened. The transfer is complete. The world is about to find out exactly who you are. Now, look at the screen. This is your moment to anchor this frequency. If you feel the fire of this message in your spirit, if you are ready to receive the banker and sign that $188 million check in the name of the Most High, then you must act. If this message resonated with your soul and you are ready to claim your destiny as the chosen one, show your faith right now. Comment 999 below. If you love this video and you are ready to receive your breakthrough today, if you feel there are things I can improve, or if this message didn't quite hit the mark for you yet, comment 0 so I can continue to sharpen this content for the army of light. Or simply leave a comment sharing your own testimony. We want to know how the Creator is moving in your life. And finally, do not let this be the last time we speak. The enemy wants you isolated, but the chosen ones are stronger together. Subscribe to this channel right now and turn on the notification bell. By doing so, you are joining a movement of warriors who refuse to be forgotten. Your subscription gives me the strength and motivation to keep bringing these strategic revelations to the world. The fight isn't over, it's just getting started. I will see you in the next video, where we will dive even deeper into the tactics of the kingdom. God bless you, and God bless America.